Hello, everyone. This is the It Gets to a Point podcast, and this is your girl, Valerie Marie. And this is episode 6, Peace Be Still. So let's get into it and come on in and let's have a chat. Okay. Peace Be Still, episode 6 of the It Gets to a Point podcast, featuring your girl, Valerie Marie. Peace be still. If we really want to just break it down, get to the rooter to the tutor of it, it is metaphorically, hypothetically speaking, that when you do not understand the next man or woman's actions, when you do not understand what is going on in the world or what may or may not be going on within your life, and when you have done every single thing that you can within your power to pivot, to unlock new levels within your life, when you have communicated all that you could, when you have done all the things to represent you in a great light, gracefully, respectfully, peace be still. Because what else can you do when you've done all that you can do? What else can you say when you've said all you can say? It's like the world has gone so mad and manic that the things that are allowed within businesses, the passes that are giving in foundations of homes, and the disrespect and level of incompetence, it just goes to show you why certain businesses bankrupt. Because the level of negativity that reeks certain places and spaces, and the fact that nobody wants to deal with it. No one really wants to call out the individuals that are procreating false narratives, keeping up confusion in the background, sourcing negative energy in any way, shape, or form. It's like the expiration date for certain people within your life, the expiration date for certain things that you used to do that is procreating you to be stagnant. It's just really almost consuming to a point to know that you have done everything in your power to want more within this life. You've reached out to who you could reach out to. You've done all the things. You take care of yourself. You're really good at communication. You do everything that you possibly can to continue to keep rising up and not staying stuck. Now, some people enjoy being stagnant, but that ain't me. Some people enjoy doing the same thing over and over and over. I'm just not that person. By far, I'm a God-given born creative, and I do more than just one thing. So because I have a certification, a business degree, as well as I went to cosmetology school, and I've worked in mental health for some years. There's never going to be a door that I cannot move in or come out of because I'm gifted. And by far, I'm highly favored and anointed. And it is my anointings and it is my grace and it is my thinking that regardless of anything that is not pivoting in a form to bring positive vibes my way, even when things make zero sense to me, you'll never get the chance to treat me like a piece of ish, and you'll never get the chance to see me sweat, because 9 times out of 10, it's always an insubordinate, insecure individual that is incompetent, have zero loyalty to anybody but them selfish selves, that always create nasty narratives and continue to try to harbor nasty, hateful, and hatred feelings, that when you look in the mirror, you're not happy with the man or woman you're becoming. So you have to source some of that negative energy out, but you try to be tricky about it. You loosely try to be manipulative about it and sneaky, that if you got to go through all these hoops and hurdles to try to make one person look bad, you have no peace within your mind. You will never have peace within your soul, and you're not where you want to be in life, and it shows in your movement. Okay. Because a disgenuine person is going to always expose whom they are. They will be an opportunist and a narcissistic individual that has the gift of gab, and surface levelly look like they got something going on, but deep down in here, you're rotten. And I don't know if it's me being a Libra and actually just worked on myself day in and day out and actually have sat with myself over the years at 41 years old and actually made peace with the villain side of me as well as the hero side of me. Because who in the world is 100% perfect? Absolutely nobody. But because I have done the work, did the counseling, been counseled, had the conversations, have a very loving family that a lot of people do not have, genuinely that loves me and want nothing but for me to win within this life. So peace be still is this particular episode, because what can you do when you have done all that you can do? What can you do when you have corrected your mistakes? What can you do after you have showed up for everybody, but no one is showing up for you in the way you have showed up for them? Yet they expect to be blessed when they sit in the church. Yet they expect to be blessed when they do mischievous, sneaky, depriving things and think no one is watching. Well, I want to be clear as a living testimony, because eventually I'll write a book, because I've been through enough to do so, okay? You never win playing a dirty game. Peace be still. That it should bother you if you wake up in the morning. It does not matter the title you have, the entitlement, the privilege, or anything surface level. That when you look in the mirror, can you be happy with the executive decisions and choices that you have made towards others and by far towards yourself? Because I'm going to be honest, karma is not playing with a lot of people. That you do unto those that do unto you. And if you feel you got to try to break the next person and try to control other people's lives, let me tell you something. There is a million places in this world that have a seat at a table for every single person's personality, even if you have to create your own table. With the journey that I have had and everything that I have accomplished, there is not one man, one business, or anybody even within my family that can make or break Valerie Marie Jones. Because when one door shut, another always open for me. Because as a God-given, born creative individual, I will never go hungry. For one, I have a personality. For two, I take care of myself mentally, physically, and spiritually. I'm not sitting around here to each his own, but for me, impulsively drinking and smoking, impulsively looking for levels of attention, or overly doing things to feel like I belong. Like, that's just almost like low-hanging fruit. That if you cannot look in the mirror and be proud of the man or the woman that you are becoming, then you need to go get some help and get that hate out your blood and find a way to navigate without creating chaos, without blaming people for your illegitimate, irresponsible, incompetent ways. Because a lot of people love to point the finger, but they don't have peace in their homes. They don't have peace in their minds, and they're always the victim. And I will never understand the great measures that certain individuals will go through just to make someone else look bad or to save their own tail. But let me make it clear to you. You never win playing a dirty game, and you don't get blessed creating mess. Let me say that for all the women and men around the world that feels like they are capitalizing highly temporary. Let me be clear. God that is a peaceful God, that is a positive God, that wants his children to win, meaning all of us, no matter what color you are, your domain you live in, or wherever you are in these countries and continents. Mess never wins. Negativity never wins. So when you have to go through all these hoops and hurdles to bait other individuals to join your hate train, all it says for you is that you have some ish that you were hiding, And because that person has a light that you cannot take, you cannot break, you have to create narratives, create lines of hatred to get in other individuals' head because you're not secure or dominant enough to face the truth that deep down inside, you're just not happy. Peace, be still. It is a personal problem if you walk around in this earth and upset and mad out the world. Go seek help. Get therapy. It is no one's problem because things did not work out for you. Maybe if you wasn't so nasty and you wasn't so disrespectful and incompetent and lazy about how you pick and choose to show up for others, maybe just maybe things will be a little brighter for you. But because you have to create complete chaos and you expect great results and blessings, that's not how life works. See, the problem is with us, right? As individuals, the human race, we have been so focused on physical attraction. We don't realize energetic boundaries are real. We don't realize there are several forms of boundaries, several forms of law. Karmatic law, spiritual law, mental law, the law of attraction that you're just so focused on surface level gains that when you start getting spiritually attacked or going through some form of spiritual warfare, you can't use the physical realm as a defeat. Okay? You have to be prepared what is to come. And when you're the party that is creating confusion, you can't expect for things to work in your favor because eventually, regardless of how much time it takes, personally or professionally, the truth is the light and the light is the truth. That if you are that troubled within your heart that you have to cut the next man's foot off, metaphorically, hypothetically speaking, to save yourself, or create and bait others to help your low self-esteem. When I tell you the depths of hell some individuals will go because they are so jealous of other people's lives, because they don't have anything or nothing to lose, that they will do anything in their power to feel good about their low self-esteem. And you're only hurting yourself. Peace, be still. If you don't have certain gifts, if you are not showing up for yourself in the way that you should, that is a personal problem. And that is not a individual problem for others. So how you perceive yourself because you dress a certain way and look a certain way, what do that heart do? Or is that heart completely troubled or so selfish or completely finding ways to duck and dodge bullets? And the whole entire time, you're the problem. But yet you can't admit that you have a problem. You can't admit that the things that you are doing is not appeasing to the naked eye, but because you have spent years getting away with doing things that you know is very nasty, very rude, and very disrespectful to the next man or woman, you think it's healthy to be negative. Some people actually have processed in their head being sneaky is healthy. Being negative is healthy. Being hateful is healthy. Being a bully is healthy. Creating hostile environments is healthy. And nothing is healthy about acting like you're a nice person when your soul is rotten, because you need places and people to feel good about your low self-esteem, because you're not living right. You're not thinking right, and you will never win playing a dirty game. But you have not been taught but one way to live, and that is surface level laws. That you have not took time to really work on your mental health. You have not took time to work on your physical health. You have not took time to create boundaries, energetic boundaries, so that you won't keep bleeding other people out, because deep down inside, you have to drink your problems away. You have to lie your problems away. You have to smoke your problems away, or you have to use other forms of addictions to feel good about your low self-esteem. Instead of being honest, you create this monster within inside you that have grown over the course of the years, that it gets to a point that you can't even look at yourself in the mirror because you're not satisfied or secure with the man or the woman that you have become because you're filled of hate and jealousy, and it has consumed your soul to where your breath smells bad. That's just how hateful you have become and held your tongue and created things that how dare you try to humble the next man or woman, and you are not where you need to be in life. You don't like the car that you drive. You don't like the house that you're in. You don't even like the people that you have to see on a day-to-day basis, case by case basis, whether it be personal or professional. Yet you have so much to say about the next man or woman, but you can't even go 24 hours without losing your cool. If things don't quote unquote work in your divine favor, in your order. But let me tell you something, we're not children. We're all adults. Most of us have families. Small ratio of us do not. At the end of the day, regardless of what you lack or what you gain, your sins and your karma is on you. So be mindful how you treat people. Peace, be still. Be mindful how you show up in these places and spaces and try to hide your hands, thinking what you have been doing in the dark will not come to the light. Peace, be still. Because my protection is I don't have to do anybody the way that they do me, because my faith is not counterfeit. My faith is genuine. My connections with people are genuine. Thus, some people have exposed themselves to me to be disgenuine. If I wanted to, I could be hateful like them. But because I have a healthy lifestyle, a balanced lifestyle, and boundaries within my life, I never, ever put my faith and confidence in men in general, man, woman, whoever, because I don't put anything past anyone that has showed me the first time I could not trust them. So I don't expect for you to have respect for me when you wasn't raised to have respect. I don't expect for you to understand how to be a human being versus just so focused on money, so focused on time, so focused on what you can get off the next man or woman. You're completely selling yourself out, trying to fit in spaces and places. At the end of the day, we are all human with feelings. But because we have so many people so greedy, so hungry to fill themselves with other people's energy, to fill themselves with other people's monies, to fill themselves with creating false narratives about themselves, knowing you ain't really that nice for real. I seen your energy and it's very low class. That a lot of people have to put on a fake cape of a facade of Superwoman and Superman, and there's nothing super about you except the chaos you create. That you don't know how to be honest. You're highly selfish. You're not in tune. You're not helping break any type of generational curses within your family. If anything, you're adding to it. So peace be still. So as a individual that have went through life, experienced different courses, went through different ordeals, had a lot of disappointments, but also a lot of gains, I never take what I have and my blessings for granted, because I know my power, I know my worth, and I know what I bring to the table. I am the table, the nails. I carry myself with high confidence, and I will not apologize to people that are insecure. There's 1 to 2 things that is going to always happen when it comes to me and my energy and other human beings. You're either going to be intimidated or you're going to be inspired. And it's just that simple. And unfortunately, a lot of people have shown me that they are very intimidated when they should be inspired. I could probably teach you to get some confidence so you wouldn't be roaming around looking to break someone else's spirit. So therefore, when you look in the mirror, you can be happy with who you truly are and don't have to fake it till you make it. Because a lot of people are faking it till they make it. They are not happy with themselves. So how are they going to be happy for you? They cannot stomach looking at themselves. They barely have food on their table. And 9 times out of 10, if they're in a relationship, they do more of the providing So they're more weighed down. So it's kind of hard for them to think clear. So it takes a village. Like, when did it get to the point to where humanity have zero loyalty? When did it get to a point when humanity cares so much about money to where you become the root of all evil? Yet you get in these churches, put it on the front. Yet you come in these spaces with people collaborating, acting as if you're just, when you ain't heard a thing nobody has told you in these leadership groups. You haven't heard a thing when you go to these different nonprofit organizations and you do certain things for the community. You're only doing things to make your face card look good, but you're genuinely not in it to win it. You're doing it for appeasing and opposing, for someone to give you a pat on the back. Can we stop it? Can we actually do things for the community and actually mean it? Can we actually be honorable individuals and hold those accountable that have done some very uncomfortable things, that have put others at risk? Can we actually face our own demons and actually make peace with the man or the woman that we are becoming, and try to find other ways to express ourselves and communicate without bullying other people or creating false narratives, or just all around talking entirely too much about a bunch of nothing? Because a lot of people be talking. And one thing my grandmother always told me, a person, usually the loudest one in the room is the weakest. And usually a person that talks all the time and tell their business, they'll tell your business too. But because we don't do these self checks, or we don't necessarily observe the way that we should mentally, physically, and spiritually, we're just so focused on surface level things. We don't see the spiritual side of things. We don't see the mental side of things, that something is off with this individual. If their end goal and their obsession is on one person, the math is not mathing. And one thing about life, the math has to math. Okay, you can't say that you're an innocent bystander and that you're a God-fearing person, or whatever your belief system is. If you're out here doing unjust things to people, if you're out here trying to make someone else's life hard, it must really suck to be you. Because I have never in my life had to risk other people on account of jealousy, power, control, or antics. Because you have to see those things again. Most of the people you think you're setting up, most of the people that you think you're humbling, you're not humbling them, baby. You're humbling yourself, because there's always a window of opportunity for a person with a good heart. Okay, there will always be a door for us to go in. So please don't ever think it's ever a pressed situation. Unlike you that need that one thing that you will always know and won't learn anything else. Unlike you that need to be in that space, because that's the only space that you have to feel good about, because you don't have anything else to feel good about. So I can never be at a seat at a table of a one-track, one-sounded mind individual, because I am a creative, born and raised that I do multiple things just in case. So no one can say they made or broke me. Peace be still. So when someone is trying to verbally attack you, physically attack you, spiritually attack you, peace be still. When someone is getting or feeling away due to a level of resentment and more so insecurity, peace be still. It is a personal problem when someone sees you as a threat. That is not your problem to care. It is a personal problem when a person works overtime to try to create false narratives and to create negative traction to feel good about their low self-esteem. Personal problem. Peace be still. How do some people sleep at night? And you wonder why you're always overstimulated and you have high levels of anxiety, because you're not living right. People who are not living right are constantly worrying about something. They need to escape. They need to find something to just focus on, because they can't sit still for a good 10 to 15 minutes because of all the hell that you raise in the background. If you would stop lying your way to the top, cheating your way to the top, creating antics, then maybe, just maybe, you could have some of the peace that I have, so your focus can reposition on something that's going to help you in your life. Because I ain't worrying about nobody. I'm worrying about what I can do to be a better person and unlock new levels. What I can do to be a better mother and unlock new levels. What I can do to be a better partner and unlock new levels. What I can do to generate business for the things that I am creative with, to create residuals, unlock new levels. I don't have the time or the bandwidth to care about what the next man or woman doing, because what you eat do not make me do a number two. And who you lay in bed with, personal problem. Too many people come in too many different doors, wanting people to care about things that have nothing to do with them. Peace be still. The luxury of a life is understanding that we are all a work in process. But within the thick and the becoming of being a better individual, stepping on other people's toes is not going to help you graduate or level up. This is why a lot of people are stagnant, because they feel they have to play a dirty game to achieve results that are unrealistic. You can't be a nasty person or hold other people back from opportunities, or just curse everyone out in your household, constantly having a dark cloud over your mind, your body, and your soul, and you expect some type of blessings. I don't know who's blessing you, but it's not who should be blessing you, and it's highly temporary, because I've yet to see any man or woman win that have to cause harm to the next man or woman. You reap what you sow. Whatever you put out in this world, you get it back tenfold. How you wake up in the morning is a personal problem. If you feel you're not feeling good, you need to communicate those things to the people that you need to communicate them with. But constantly coming in spaces, burdening others and projecting on others and deflecting on others because you have low self-esteem, or you're just not a happy person, but you're too stubborn to go get therapy. You're too full of yourself to talk to the people that you need to be talking to that can coach you. You would rather dump all your problems on people that are just trying to make it through the day like you. That's the issue that we have. The level of accountability in a very capitalized world has shown people's true colors, and how they have no code of conduct, no ethics, and no type of security. That the nostalgic of back in the day in traditional and being honest, it has depleted, because you have people coming into these businesses, coming into your lives, sucking the life out of you because they want to control you. And that is not your place. Everyone is adults. You have no right to try to control no other grown man or woman. You can give them constructive criticism. You can lead them, but you have no right to try to consume no one of your confusion. That's between you and the powers that be within whatever your belief system is. That is a personal problem. The problem is too many people do bad things and want to make them great things, and you can't confuse a negative with a positive and a positive with a negative. If you just a nasty spirited person, it doesn't matter how you sit up in the church. It doesn't matter how you act like a star student at work. It does not matter how you act like you got it going on like a pot of neck bones. Your spirit is what people can see, that is highly influenced and have done the work on themselves, that you are not right. I don't care how you make the pudding pie look. You have a nasty spirit that you have to use a cover up. You really molded yourself surface level to act as if you got some sense. In our reality, you're a psychopath, because you have worked overtime and creating these levels of danger within yourself to hurt and harm others because you are not happy and appreciative of the life that you have to hide behind things to feel good about your low self-esteem. Peace be still. From me to you, again, I've worked in mental health. I had to study people for 8 hours. I'm aware that some people in this world that have not been diagnosed have some conditions. I see it on an everyday basis. But what I am not good at doing and how I was not raised is to judge a book by its cover. Like, you actually have to show me that you're just not a nasty person. Then I create my boundaries because it's not my place to try to change you. That's a personal problem. The only thing I have control over is my reaction to the very poisonous, envious things that you continue to do that is highly disruptive and incompetent, because you will be exposed for who you truly are at your core. Now, it may not take today, it may not take a week from now, or maybe a year, but eventually what I usually see ends up being shown, because I don't have to hate on anyone or walk around like I'm better than anyone or pick and choose how I'm going to show up for people. If I got you, I got you, and it's just that. But you can't create confusion and try to manifest negativity and expect good results and for things to work in your favor when you're creating chaos. Stop. Peace be still. Take a look in the mirror and heal those versions of you that you have just allowed to create rottenness in your soul. Go outside and get out a big screen. Do something besides making other people's life hard. People go through enough on a daily basis. Businesses will never thrive if they continue to cheat throughout life. Eventually, you're going to be caught up. People do not win thinking they're getting over on someone. I knew you was an opportunist and narcissistic individual when I saw you, but it's not my business to call you out. Eventually, who you are will be exposed. I don't have to play devil's advocate with anyone, because I'm highly factual. There is no plagiarism over here, honey, because I am an educated woman of color that has several certifications and degrees and will not be humble about it, because no one walking this earth can say they made or broke Valerie Marie Jones. I have a portfolio of a resume of different skill sets because I got up off of my butt and didn't wait for someone to make me a great individual or put me in different places and spaces. I created my opportunities, and thus my opportunities were drawn to me. So I want to be very clear on that a lot of people are not happy. And I pray you find the happiness that you need so you won't continue to abort the mission to monopolize confusion and expect for people to just believe this lie that you've created within yourself, that you are a good person, when you have spent so much time trying to break others. You do not win playing a dirty game like that. You do not win creating confusion and gossiping and doing all the things. How would you feel if someone do that to you? How can you live with yourself knowing that your end goal is to end others, to try to control narratives when you're not happy with who you are becoming? 80% of your life you're depressed, and you're not grieving anything but the decisions that you've made and how you failed yourself and others, because you just don't have the balls enough to be honest about how you feel about yourself. So you will project how you feel about yourself and the low-hanging fruit you keep collecting versus making peace and apologizing and righting your wrongs. You want to continue to play the blame game and never be accountable about the things because of your pride and your ego that you have not came into contact with. I feel good. Actually, I feel great knowing I'm a person that has a level of integrity. and ethics, that I never have to do people like they try to do me. Because you never win creating false narratives. You never win baiting others to join a hate train. You never win being a follower and not showing up in the way that you can for others. You would never be in any history books because you've been too busy following the crowd and not identifying who you are as an individual, that you have allowed people to create you to be so timid and so insecure that you are so small in places when you should be seen. All of the work you put in, all of this nice that you do, you're still shrinking. I never want to work as hard as I have, given so much of myself to be an act of service, of doing many different jobs, many different titles as acts of services, in my communities as acts of services, personally with family and friends, acts of services, and I'm not seen. No one respects me. No one cares about me. I'm just here being used. And if I cannot be used, I'm useless. That is dangerous to each and every individual's mental health. You should want more for yourself, to be in more healthier environments of people that treat you with respect and the integrity and the fellowship that you deserve, regardless of personal and business. No one man should have that authority or power to continuously, repeatedly hurt and harm and damage other people, mentally, physically, or spiritually. So you have to pray for that person. Peace be still. Peace be still. Peace be still, because a hit dog gonna holler every time. And there's a saying that we say in the South from the olden days. Don't go sweeping around anyone else's porch when your porch is not clean. And don't do something to someone that you assume karmatically won't backfire and be done to you. Do unto those that do unto you. Make peace with the broken pieces of yourself so you won't go breaking others. This saying, hurt people, y'all are living by it too strongly. I need you to get a grip and get a life. Hurt people need to be healed. So when they go out and reach and touch somebody, you're not bleeding on someone else. Okay? Hurt people need to get therapy. Hurt people need to rebuild their infrastructure mentally, physically, and spiritually so they won't continue to create narratives in their head because they think all these people is worried about you. Honey, no. A lot of people just trying to make it through the day. Just getting out the bed is a goal that they have reached. The problem is too many people try to count the next man or woman's pockets. Too many people want to size up the next man and woman on how they conduct themselves. You wasn't there when their journey just started. You don't know the hell that they've had to experience to build the confidence that they have now. But because you're broken in pieces and you don't have anything to offer anybody but harm and charcoal, that you think everybody just wake up and they just have all of these things. No, I worked and I busted my butt and I did what I was supposed to do. Yet I made my mistakes and took accountability. But I'm not in any way, shape, or form going to allow anyone in this world at any time to take the credit that I've worked for, because I know what I did to be better for me, to better my circumstances. It is a personal problem that you can't stomach the fact that I will always be blessed and highly favored from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet, that you're either going to be intimidated or inspired when it comes to Valerie Marie Jones, which my God-given name, given from my beloved grandfather that has transitioned, means brave, strong star of the sea. You can't mess with me on your best or worst day, and that's what bothers you, because you're not happy because you can't create a narrative about me, that your evil, incompetent, unjust spirit just wreaks havoc because you can't control me. I cannot be controlled. I cannot be bought. Sorry, not sorry. Will not apologize for being a person of ethics. Okay? So it gets to a point. Hello, it's the podcast name where you stop allowing people to break your peace. You stop allowing jobs to break your peace. You stop allowing relationships, whether it be business or personal, to break your peace. Peace be still. I'm never that nice to where I do not have boundaries. Shout out to me for always having boundaries just in case. Nobody can say we hanging out. Nobody can say I'm sitting around keeping up mess, because I know me. Whatever I can say behind your back, one thing's for certain and two things for sure, I can tell you to your face. I have never been a coward in this thing called life. Respectfully. So the false narratives, keep them coming. The more you allow me, the more blessings keep coming. So I can be good and be blessed and continue to look like the fine ish that I am, while you over there being a hater your entire life. Nah, nanny, boo boo. Must suck to be you. But I know who I am in my heart, and I will not allow anyone to take credit when I worked hard. You wasn't there for the late nights. You wasn't there for the prayers. You wasn't there with me as a single mother once upon a time in my journey of life. You wasn't there. So let them talk. In the great words of Mel Robbins, let them assume what they do not know. Let them think you need them until they are exposed, and who, what, when, where is exposed of who they truly are in their heart. Because see, you can dress it up and make it look like you good, but eventually somebody gonna see what I seen. Eventually someone's going to know, oh, this person ain't what they cracked up to be. So peace be still. That is the episode for today. We got to stop giving energy to these demonic people that want to see you sweat. Baby, I've been through too much and survived too much to allow something so simple to get to me. Because when one door shut, another door always open to me, because it is my grace. It is how I conduct myself in my business. It is how I carry myself. It is how I draw a crowd without drawing a crowd. It is the positive that I speak in others that you cannot see. It is the family that truly loves me. Because when you love properly, you don't have to create chaos. You don't have to act like you're loved properly. Like when you're truly loved, you're not out here beating a dead horse. You're not out here creating false narratives about people. And you sure as hell is not trying to bring other people down. Like if getting a job to bring people down was paying $28 an hour, I think a lot of people would be doing it, because a lot of people don't know how to be good people. And they get mad at people or jealous of people because some of us just don't got to be as shiesty as you. We've made our peace with our past. We've made our peace with versions of ourselves that are flawed. And the fact that you are too prideful and egotistical to do the work on you, you just don't want to get it. And that's your problem. That's your business. But don't try to make me think or be like you. Because, honey, I've done some work. Okay. That all the things that have knocked at my front door, metaphorically, hypothetically speaking, to try to create chaos, I say, get thee beneath me. Whatever you send my way, I send it right back. Because I don't have to carry negatively. I don't have to get back. I don't do any of that nonsense stuff, because what am I getting out of it? But creating curses within my family. What am I getting out of it? But creating chaos. Like in 2026, I think I can say this for most people that actually want to pivot and are not stagnant and want more in life besides just doing the same old thing and just getting by. We too busy and do not have the bandwidth to care enough about foolishness, because we are too busy trying to create levels of success that are going to create generational wealth for our families and constitute a change, versus trying to worry about the next man or woman. You worry about what you need to do to help you and yours. Peace be still. And I will worry about what I need to do. But what I will not do is do you how you do me to feel good. I will not gas your ego. I will not feed your projections. I let you do what you need to do to get through the night. And I let you do what you feel is okay, even if it's a form of corruption. Because eventually, the truth about what you're doing and how you're moving will be televised. So it is not my problem to care about anybody that has worked overtime to create narratives that is untruth, that you can't sleep at night because you're too busy creating mess. So messy is what messy does. We got to learn to read the room and check the temperature. Everybody's not your friend. And certain people just don't care for you and never will because they are not happy with themselves. And again, a hit dog will holler every time. So take notes. Don't get mad because you see the next man or woman winning. You can be winning too if you start worrying about what somebody else is doing. You could be winning too if you're putting yourself in positions and in the rooms to network with the people. You can't get mad if the next person did what they needed to do and put in the work respectfully. A lot of people lazy and incompetent and selfish and always cutting corners and want things to be handed to them. No, sister, brother, you got to get up. Okay, you got to do something besides waiting around for people to give you something. You have to put in the work. Okay, people that move and escalate and head in life and quantum leap put in work. They don't give up when things get messy. They keep going. They stay consistent with the being and who they are because they cannot control if someone like them or not. Who gives a rat's ass? There's going to be people in life who just don't blend with you. But respectfully, you stay over there and I stay over here. You don't have to harm me in any way, shape, or form. You don't have to create narratives in any shape or form because what goes up must come down. So is above is below. So is below is above. You reap what you sow. In the seed that you sow out here in this world, you have to attest to what you do, good or bad. And that's just the bottom line. So you're not hurting anyone's feelings. You're hurting your own feelings by assuming what you do not know. You make an ass out of yourself when you assume things about people that don't know you from a can of paint. You do not know me if you've never been anywhere with me personally. You do not know me if I have not had personal time with you. You know what you assume, and you have created a narrative that only exists in your world and in your head, okay? So you got to get to know people before you go judging people, because there's a lot of imposters out here. It's a lot of conniving, backbiting, backstabbing snakes. But you don't have to be like that. Let them do what they need to do. And you continue to spread light. You continue to be a better person for yourself and do the right thing because it is the right thing to do. Because you will be judged for what you put out here. You know, a lot of people think the stuff that they do, they're not going to have to see again. You're creating rigmaroles that you do not need. You're creating confusion that your blood pressure cannot handle. Yet you don't want to be honest about the lifestyle and the things that you do repetitively. You don't win playing a dirty game. That is the law of life. That is physical, mental, and spiritual. So work on yourself. So as we wrap up and conclude, it gets to a point. Podcast today, episode 6, Peace Be Still. Work on your peace and find ways to be still. Find an area in your household to where you can relax and decompress. Find ways to abort and observe peace within you so that when you go out here in the world and you share energy in spaces, it could be something as simple as walking your dog, or something as simple as going to the mailbox, something as simple as going to the mall, on your job with your family, eating dinner the level of relaxation you feel and decompression, right? When craziness is going on, you have mastered self so that you won't bleed out on others or things are taken out of contents, because you are learning to develop more mentally healthy habits. You're learning to develop more physical boundaries so that you don't have to get caught up in a narrative that has been procreated by an unhappy camper. So peace, be still. Regroup. Ask God for forgiveness or whatever your belief system is, so that you don't have to continue to carry the heaviness, that burden. It I know some people feel like crap, that they have to lie to kick it, that they have to act angelic, and they're not really nice. Okay? So work on you before pointing fingers at other people. Find your safe space. Peace, be still. Find the stillness within you. Rebirth levels of yourself. Re-infrastructure, and get away from certain habits and certain people that is causing you headache or creating confusion. Boundaries is needed energetically, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So continue to do your due diligence within this life, within this world, so that when it's time for you to pivot to the next level, nothing is blocking you, because you have worked on yourself and you have worked on being a better person. So this is the It Gets to a Point podcast. This is your girl Valerie Marie, and this is episode 6. Peace, be still. I hope that everybody finds in their heart to continue to follow me and support. Over here, it is a safe space. We're highly accountable, but we're filled with love. So hopefully this has helped someone get through a day. Listen, we all need some help. We're all going through something, but it's not what you go through, it's how you glow through it, okay? So learn to love you, meet you where you are, and forgive those that have done things. No need to figure it out. Let them. Keep going. Keep growing. Keep showing up for you. Because who better than you to show up for you? You feel better. You look better. You smell better when you feel good about yourself. It's a level of confidence. It rubs off on other people. Okay? So learn to be happy within yourself, so when you pour into people, they can feel it. It's just not a game. It's just not an act. They really can feel that good energy, and they want a piece of that. Kit Kat bar, okay? They want a piece of that energy that keeps them going, that keeps them feeling good. Be that feel good music. Be that feel good love. Be that feel good friend. Don't go around breaking people. You're going to break yourself breaking them, because you got to count on that judgment day to come see you, boo. So I would rather be a good person and forgive you, thus you do not know any better, than spend my days worrying about something or someone I have zero control over. I give you to the universe, okay? So let's work on being better people and not troubled people, consumed with the world's problem, consumed with our friends' problems. Learn boundaries, read books, study, find ways to create those boundaries. Learn to say no, because people will drain you, especially those that don't have a life. Okay, so don't let people use you. Use your voice, use your gifts, use your talents. Find your place, your sacred space that make you feel good about you, so that when you're out here in the world, you won't be taking everything so personal, or creating narratives, or needing a bunch of people to create and bully others. That all this that you're doing, it's gonna come back on you anyways. So you might as well work on being a good person, because I've yet to see anybody do ill will win. Again, I've yet to see anyone do ill will win. I've yet to see anyone do ill will win. Constitute the change that you want. Then maybe, just maybe, windows of opportunities will knock at your door. Okay, so I hope that you all have a very blessed day. I love you, and the gods and the goddesses love you, but it's up to you to work on you. I am not a wizard. I can't save the world, but I do have a voice, and I will use my voice to heal one at a time. So thank you for taking the time to really support, like, follow, and subscribe. And to all the women and men in the world that is doing the best they can with what they have, keep going. Someone's going to see you. Keep glowing. You got this, okay? Don't let nobody see you sweat. You are in the making of becoming the best version of yourself. Stay focused. You all have a blessed day. This is the It Gets to a Point podcast, episode 6. Peace be still. And this is your girl, Valerie Marie. Y'all be safe now. Bye.